there we go, excuse me, at 6 p.m., December 18th, 2023. Can I please have Robert come up to do the prayer?
Let's all pray together. Lord Jesus, we love you and bless you, Lord. We thank you for your love, for your mercy, for your goodness to each and every one of us. We ask now at this council chamber, Lord, that you be with each and every one of us, that you'll give the council members wisdom and compassion and guide them and give them understanding and help them to make the right decisions for this city as we move forward. In your great and precious name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Brooks. Harmon.
Here.
Lilly.
Here.
Sanders.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Broderick. Here. Thomas.
Present.
Wade.
Here.
Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on November 27th, 2023 as transcribed.
So moved. Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
November 2023 financials were sent to you all. Any questions, anything to discuss? There being none, we'll move on. We have the recognition of some retiring Sherwood Committee and Commissioners. So if I could please have Ms. Sanders come to the front. Yes, will you please come forward? We have this for you, Ms. Sanders. She has served for 21 years. In the wastewater committee, she has been a chairman. She has given us outstanding leadership, and we would like to give this to you in recognition for all of your service and leadership for the city of Sherwood. Thank you so much.
Mayor.
Is Lucian Gillum here? Lucian here? So I will just say, Lucian has served on the planning commission more than anyone in Sherwood's history, 28 years. He's been the chairman of it. That's a lot, because, you know, we can't function without our planning commission. And they have to meet every month and sometimes twice a month. And so we will get this to him, but this is in dedication for his 28 years of service. So thank you out there. I'm going to ask at this time if we could suspend the order. We have two residents that live on Penwood, and one really needs to get back to work, and the other one, is an older resident, and we have a very long agenda for her to wait. So do I have a motion to suspend? Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Roll call.
Williams. Aye. Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Okay. And we actually, I believe, have more than two, but we'll start with Miss Ann Hines. Could you please come up to the podium, Miss Hines? Councilmember Sanders, is the light on over there?
It is.
Thank you. Okay. And Ms. Hines, if you will just state your address, please, your name and address.
Okay, I am Ann Hines, and I live at 8402 Penwood. I moved to Sherwood 43 years ago. It was a decision we made after deciding where did we want to go, and we wanted to go to Sherwood. I have lived in my house at 8402 Penwood for 39 years, and I'm here tonight to protect that house. There has been a speed cushion put in that is extremely loud. If you are in the back of my house, you hear the speed. You hear them going over it. I had people over one night last week. There were 4 adults and 2 babies in the house, in the family room. One of my grandsons came in, he's 30, came in and said, "Mama, what was that? Did something hit the house?" It is loud enough that it wakes you up, that you think, I've gotten up to see if my mailbox has been hit several times. They are extremely loud where we are. I'm going to let Danny deal with one thing that we think that needs to be considered, but we need to do something about this. We can't. This is every hour, every day, every night. You can't sleep, and having a conversation on the phone at times is ludicrous. And we have 4 people in that little area that work from home on the computer, and they are having problems. So we need to do something. We've got to do something. I'm going to let Danny talk to you about what we have found that we think might be a solution, because we want it gone. We don't want it moved up the street. They put it in front of our houses, and every one of us that were in that area said, no, we do not want it. And it went in front of Danny's and Jim's houses anyway. And we want rid of it. So,
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Hines. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And just to remind everybody, we have 3 minutes, okay? Thank you so much. Go ahead, and once again, if you'll state your name, full name and address for the record.
My name's Danny Drang, and I live at 8400 Penwood, and that speed cushion is directly in front of my house. I am the owner and Grandmaster Instructor of Living Defense Martial Arts. I've had my business here in Sherwood since October of 1989, and I've lived in my current house since 2000, so over 20 years. And my wife, Deanna, is a fraud detection supervisor for Arvest Bank. She works for home. I'm also reserve deputy with the Sheriff's Department, Pulaski County. I was Reserve Deputy of the Year this year, and I'm also the co-chair of the Arkansas Athletic Commission. I'm here to speak about this speed bump. If you Google speed bump, the first thing that comes up is how it adversely impacts property value. A speed bump is something that everybody wants in front of somebody else's house. Nobody wants it in front of theirs because you're constantly listening to that noise. You know, 60%, it said within 250 feet, 60% of the people. When I was in school, 60% was a failing grade. So you're saying that 60% can dictate to me a reduced property value, and the fact that I've got to live. Because I travel, I'm blessed that I get to teach all over the United States and literally all over the world. I just got back from teaching in Belize. I'm traveling, and I like to have dogs for extra security at my house. And those dogs, every time a car slows down, they start barking. So I've been sentenced to listening to that. My prime time is everybody else's off time. So I'm at work at 6 a.m. I'm leaving here and going back to work until 9 o'clock at night. So when I need to get my rest, I'm getting older, and as a competitive athlete, I need my sleep now more than ever, and those dogs are constantly barking. My wife works from home, and she's on Zoom, and those dogs barking every time. We're hearing with the construction, the trailers, the noise, like Miss Ann said, it's horrible. And so we're having other speed, but we're having to pay the fine, and we're the ones that are dealing with it. Now, the thing is, though, is that bump is not lawfully placed according to your regulations. So here it says that the City of Sherwood will initiate the placement, and this is from the Sherwood Neighborhood Speed Cushion Traffic Calming Policy Attachment to Ordinance 2460. So must meet the above criteria and have 10 driveways per .25 mile to qualify for the neighborhood program, and will not be placed without a signed petition from area residents representing at least 60% of the households of the area of concern. Well, you don't have it. Lisa West signed this petition. She does not live in that house. Her daughter Lacey does. And according to the council member, Wade asked if it mattered who was signing the petition, and owner versus a renter. Mayor Townsell explained that it was strictly the adult resident of the property that could sign the petition.
Mr.
You
Green,
have
your time has
56
expired.
Thank you, sir. You have 56.25%. Remove that cushion. We don't want it.
Thank you. Jim Highfield?
I'm Jim Highfield, I live at 8401 Penwood for 47 years now. And just now the speed bump is there. There's more noise than it's ever been because when they get over the speed bump, they gas it to get up the hill to go to Kill. And every one of them, Miss Ann's right in front of her window. I mean, it's really noisy now. Didn't used to be that way, but it is really noisy since they've done that. Like I say, I've been here for 47 years and never had any problem. I've never been up here one time for anything. At the city for anything. This is my first time here. But I've got a granddaughter, 18, going to UCA. She came home. Somebody hit that speed bump going about 40 miles an hour. She was out to her car to get something. Scared her to death. I mean, when they hit it with trailers, lawnmowers, everything goes up in the air and comes back down. I mean, it is noisy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll go back to the agenda. Advertising and Promotion Commission, Councilmember Brooks is the chairman. She is not here, and they did not meet, so we'll move on to Parks and And I will say, under Advertising Promotion Commission, the Trail of Lights is going really well. I think was it Friday, Chief? They had 1,100 that went through with absolutely no backup onto 107. So it is being run successfully. So we've got Parks and Recs Committee, Councilmember Harmon.
No meeting this month. We don't meet in December. Our next meeting will be the second Monday in January at 6 o'clock at here in the council chambers. We do have 2 ordinances and a resolution for presentation to the council tonight.
Okay, first up, we've got an ordinance creating a limited discount senior membership category at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center, setting rates therefore and for other purposes. This was originally brought to our attention through Councilmember Williams through the Senior Citizen Committee. And what this is based on is a practice similar to the Pat Hayes Center. It matches, it's pretty close to matches their rates, and it's at a time in which it's a low volume for the Harmon Center. And we are hoping that perhaps this would help attract those who are Sherwood residents to come and work out at the Harmon Center versus the Pat Hayes Center in North Little Rock. Are there any questions?
I would like to echo that, just in like some of the seniors at our seniors committee brought this to our attention and asked this, when so I went to the Parks and Rec committee, they unanimously supported this, and so we would hope that we can move forward with this, Mr. Harmon.
So at what age does a person become qualified for this discount? That's not defined in the ordinance.
And it is, well, it's not defined in the ordinance, but I was believing it was 50.
Yeah, I think it's 50 also. Is Blake here?
It's in the membership application. It is 50.
Yeah, it's 50.
Senior discount begins at 50.
Okay.
Thank you, Lord, for letting me remember that correctly.
Move to suspend the rules, place the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders. Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance creating a limited discount senior membership category at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center, setting rates therefore and for other purposes. That was the second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place it on third and final reading.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance creating a limited discount senior membership category at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center, setting rates therefore and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Next up, passed unanimously. Next up, we've got an ordinance establishing rates for locker rental at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center and for other purposes. This was brought to our attention by a resident who had previously worked out quite a bit, especially swimming, at other places, and had requested if he could rent a locker and be able to store equipment and so forth there, versus having to haul everything back and forth. So there are still going to be free lockers available. This is just if you want to reserve one, and we have ample amount of lockers over there. Open this up to the floor. Are there any questions, concerns?
Move to suspend the rules and place it on second reading. Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance establishing rates for locker rental at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center and for other purposes. Second reading.
Move to suspend the rules and place it on third and final reading.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance establishing rates for locker rental at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center and for other purposes. Third reading.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Next up, we have a resolution for consideration by the Sherwood City Council of the leasing of the restaurant space at the Greens at, and it should say, North Hills Golf Course. So if you all will please change that H to an N.
Since we distributed the last red line of the lease that Steve and I have been working on, we got several comments from Councilmember Broderick, we got comments from Councilmember Williams, and we received some comments from Caitlin. I've never met Caitlin, but we're from Caitlin. And I think if we were to try to go through all those comments tonight, we'd be here till 10 if you add the budget to it. And so what I would ask is that we extend the lease to January 31, 2024, to give us another month to work on it, and then schedule a council workshop so that it's the only thing we're talking about during the workshop, and schedule that as soon as possible.
Are you looking at it, I totally agree with you, Ms. Harmon. Are you looking at this before the new year or
No.
right after the first of the year?
Right after the first of the year,
Okay.
not.
Could we go ahead and book that date tonight?
I'm fine.
I like your idea, and I do know, having reading through that and then getting those other comments, there's some work that needs to be done, and I think having the ability to have a conversation
Right,
in a public forum is perfect, so.
okay. Let's see, are Mondays best for us typically?
You're
If-
fine.
If they are, we've got Monday, January 8th.
That's Parks and Rec meeting, isn't it?
We can move the Parks and Rec meeting if we need to for this, because this is a Parks and Rec issue.
Or in lieu of.
In lieu of, yeah.
Yeah.
In lieu of a meeting.
Will that work for everyone? January 8th,
Eight.
6 PM?
I can
6
do the
PM, January 8th?
Eight,
Does not work for me, but that's okay if the majority needs that.
we could do it the 15th then.
That's Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the city's not open that day.
Councilmember Wade, if you want to like send in any comments or anything ahead of time, or if you even want to like do via phone or something like that. you
Yeah,
can.
I'll be out of town, but that's fine if the majority's on the 8th, I understand.
Okay.
Consequently, I would make a motion that we adopt the section of the resolution that says the city council wishes to give the matter additional time for study and consideration, and therefore extends the current lease to January 31st, 2024.
May I edit that? I would love for it to be settled by January 31st, but just give ourselves enough time to do it, have the January meeting, get this resolved. But we're open if we have to extend it a second month.
Yeah, if we have to extend it
Okay,
another
all right.
time, I don't think
Just
that's a
want to be open, that's not,
So do we have a second? Second.
Roll call.
Williams,
yes.
Brooks, Sanders,
Aye.
Broderick,
I,
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Is it 6:30?
6.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock here.
Now, one other thing I'd like to do here, I know there are some people that may have come tonight to speak about this issue, and at council workshops, we don't typically take public comments because we try to use all the time between the council members to resolve what needs to be resolved. So if anybody's here to speak on the issue of Joey's lease, I think we should go ahead and hear them
Yeah,
tonight.
that's what we were going to, go ahead. We have some that have signed up, so if you'd like to come forward, those who have signed up.
Please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Abton Metazodic, and I'm a partner with Hall Booth Smith. I live in Sherwood. I live at 3000 Seminole Trail with my wife, who is the Vice President and General Counsel of Delta Dental. First of all, Merry Christmas.
thank you.
The prayer that opened the meeting asked that you use your wisdom and compassion tonight. You've had an acceptable lease since November 3, 2023. This process involving Joey's lease has gone on for 6 months. Ms. Hicks has been in the building for 6 years. She is the only tenant to successfully run that location out of the 13 years of this history of the golf course. We've heard comments about noisy speed bumps, and I don't want any more noisy speed bumps either, and I'm obviously using an allegory. In the feedback that you've heard in the last couple meetings, there have been a lot of people here. This is an issue that has galvanized a number of folks because they support Joey's and they expect and they deserve a city that will support small business and that will support folks like Ms. Hicks who work tirelessly in their restaurants. The process of the lease negotiation has devolved into a minutia of whether Ms. Hicks is allowed to get deliveries on Tuesday or Wednesday or any other day other than Monday, of whether she has to stay open until 10 p.m. every night, although the mayor is willing to give her a 2-hour allowance to shut down a little early. The amount of, even down to things like painting, a dress code for people who are going to work upstairs, an exorbitant lease rate for a space 1/3 of which is not heated or cooled. I have negotiated a substantial number of leases. I'm a law professor as well, by the way. This is unreasonable. You have voted to suspend the rules. I think my last count was 4 times tonight. You can do it again. There's no need to legislate or draft by committee. It is a process that does not work, has not worked. Councilmember Harmon, I think I'm speaking to you directly when I say that any time a new red line version goes along, something else and something new will come along too. This needs to stop. Ms. Hicks has been dealing with this for a very long time, and I know I'm coming close to my time. I'd appreciate just a few more moments to wrap up.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. She has been going through an effort with this city to do what is right. At every turn, she has been shut down or had folks, whether directly or indirectly, abjectly retaliating against her. ABC and the health department came and visited her shop days after the last meeting that revolved in all that ruckus. We'd like to stop this. We'd like to allow Ms. Hicks to go back to work. And by the way, the meeting that y'all are planning, Ms. Hicks is planning on being on vacation, but she'll come back early if we can.
Your time
My-
has expired, sir.
Thank you. My last comment would be that we can take the long way home, or we can take the short way home. My favor would be take the short way home, let Ms. Hicks celebrate Christmas, and rely on your wisdom and your compassion, and let her go back to work, so you can too. Thank you.
Okay, all right, moving on. Under Planning Commission, we've got an ordinance amending the existing zoning code with respect to nonconformities and for other purposes. This was read one time at the November meeting. We've got a friendly amendment under section 1413, under nonconformities. I believe everybody should have a copy of it that has the little red-looking flower around it, that,
It's a cloud. It's a cloud.
a cloud, excuse me. There you
My
go.
only question that I came up with when I reviewed it more closely was that, is it standard in all jurisdictions, or most jurisdictions the size of ours, that a non-conforming use has to be abandoned for 12 months before it can be declared before it can no longer operate? Is that?
Those, the time typically ranges somewhere between 6 months to 18 months. The communities that I've worked with that were on the 6-month period, they're looking to extend that amount of time. So typically what I see is somewhere between 12 to 18 months.
Okay. That was my only question.
Can I
Thank you.
get a friendly amendment to change those?
Let me just clarify, if I might. James, from our conversation today, these are the only corrections at all? Everything else, the
Yes,
verbiage is totally correct?
it's a Scrivener's error where we didn't get the codification updated on that section. We went through and updated all of the language, and then got real excited about it and forgot to
Okay.
handle that portion.
I'll make a motion to substitute this for the current ordinance.
Second.
Well, I mean, to amend that one section.
But this is a substitute of it, which amends it. Yeah. That this amended one be substituted for the old one. Same difference.
Well, if we substitute it, then we have to start all over again.
It's only one more reading.
Okay, that's fine.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
An ordinance amending the existing zoning code with respect to nonconformities and for other purposes. This would be the new first reading.
Move we suspend the rules and place the ordinance on second reading?
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the existing zoning code with respect to nonconformities and for other purposes. Second reading.
Do we need this to be passed tonight? Can we go
Yes.
next month for the third reading?
I think there are some things that are somewhat dependent on it, but that is,
This is the one that changes the
Brockington.
language for Brockington. So
I
yes,
understand that.
and the Planning Commission had recommended passing with this contingent upon this passing. So therefore, those residents don't go into Christmas worrying that they could therefore be booted out within
We've
2 years.
extended it to 2 readings. That should have put people on notice,
Okay.
I think.
And it also went through the Planning Commission.
yeah, we didn't receive any comments
Okay.
at
That's
the
good to
planning
hear.
commission hearing. The comments were pertaining to, am I going to be evicted from my manufactured home park? And we said, no, this is what this is intended to deal with. It passed unanimously through the planning commission, and I think it honestly, it addresses some other issues that we've additionally had problems with. One being the expansion of non-conforming uses. There was another site that you all heard an issue on recently that this addresses that so that it's not something that would rise to y'all's attention. So it addresses multiple problems.
Move we suspend the rules and place the ordinance on second reading?
Second.
I think that would be the
Second
third
reading or
reading.
third reading?
That would be the third reading.
I thought we've done 2 readings on that. Yeah, third reading.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the existing zoning code with respect to nonconformities and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Passes unanimously. Moving on, an ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 4100 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes.
All right, good evening. Shelby Notia, City Planner. Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, good evening.
thank you.
Shelby Notia, City Planner. So this first item on the agenda is a rezone application. It is from a C4 and a C3 to a PUD. So with the intent here, the applicant has had a preliminary plat approved through Planning Commission. And so in that regard, with the PUD application, there is a series of requirements related to the zoning plan. So that is what is before you via ordinance this evening. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
This is to build additional mini storage warehouses on East Keel.
It
right?
is,
A new-
correct. So right here on your screen, as you can see, these 2 grayed out buildings are the proposed additions. But with this property, it will be replatted. So with a PUD application, there are requirements as it relates to building, architectural building requirements. So the applicant has submitted a set of plans which the PUD zoning plan will adhere to that will update the front, modernize it, make it more visually pleasing as it relates to iron decorative fencing and additional landscape. And then also with the PUD, you have to have amenities. So the iron fencing is one of those amenities. The second is going to be an art installation with the open space the applicant is proposing to dedicate at the corner of Hallmore and James Way.
Okay.
So I'll scroll down real quick because that was not included in your packet for a visual. And I did give you a paper copy of that dedicated space that's proposed.
I think that, from my point of view, I typically, and the rest of the council knows, I typically vote against new mini storage warehouses. However, with the PUD in this case, I think these potatoes come with gravy, and we're gonna get more benefit with
Certainly.
the rest of the property that it offsets, I think, the additional mini storage warehouse.
And I would like to note real quick, so the power line trail that is proposed, it's in the final stages of solidifying that plan, but it will run to the west of James Way. So that open dedicated space of the city could be of great potential.
Shelby, help me a
Yeah.
second.
James,
Show me exactly which, do you have a little pointer?
Yes, is that
Okay,
right?
so I can actually see the part that's gonna be the designated space.
Yes.
Where are the new storage buildings going in?
So we'll toggle back. So the open space dedication that's required of a PUD is an off-site dedication because there is no space on site.
It's, okay, it's
Yes, it's an
off-site.
off-site dedication.
I was trying to make them come together, and they
Yes.
weren't coming together. Thank
It
you.
is. Yeah, it's off-site, a little over half an acre. So back to the overall site plan, and this is the preliminary plat, but it shows the same information. So the 2 buildings will be proposed south of the initial development.
South of the L.
Yeah, so there,
Yes.
That upside down L you showed me, is that square at the bottom?
Yes, so right now, there was a preliminary plat approved, like I was saying. So this, we'll just walk through it on the screen. So this right here is a current parcel of land, and then this is a current parcel. They will be platted into one piece of property.
And what's existing there right this minute?
same thing.
Storage facilities, and where the grayed out buildings are proposed, it's open.
we're getting rid of the outside storage and all that stuff.
Yes, so in the front, that's another benefit of the PUD.
Yes.
The chain link that is existing along Kill will be removed, as well as the storage of parking. So a visual update. So with that, staff and the planning commission recommended approval.
Steve, does this in any way violate our mini storage ordinance we just adopted?
It's existing, so it's just adding to existing.
Okay.
It's been read one time. Are there any other questions?
I'll move to suspend the rules, place it on second reading.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 4100 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes. It's the third reading, or second reading, excuse me.
Move we suspend the rules and place it on third reading.
Second.
Williams,
Do you have to have this tonight, Shelby?
Yes.
In theory, so this was approved by the planning commission. It was contingent approval. The applicant has met all of the requirements, and it was approved by the planning commission at their October meeting. So they've been diligently working to meet all the requirements.
Okay. Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 4100 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Passes unanimously. An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 8900 Brockington Road and for other purposes.
So this next item on the agenda is a rezone application, 8900 Brockington Road. This is the rezone that was contingent on approving the new nonconformity section. So with that, the planning commission has recommended approval from R1 to C3.
So we have two ordinances on this property in our packet. Because, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
One's zoning and one is comprehensive plan.
Didn't this come before us last month?
So the rezone has been tied up in planning commission. They've continuously tabled it, waiting for action to be accomplished with the nonconformities. But there was a land use plan amendment done a couple months back for this property that went from multifamily to commercial corridor.
Okay. We have a resolution to change the comprehensive plan.
It's
that right?
after, yes, after the
Yeah,
ordinance.
I just want to make sure these are these contingent on each other, or?
No, I think the resolution's for different property on how we want to.
Yes,
Oh, I
we
thought-
have
No,
two
they're-
resolutions that are, it's not related to this property. That was
We had
done a
two on
couple
this
months
property.
ago.
Yeah, my memory's wrong. I apologize.
Okay.
Any questions, discussion?
Move we suspend the rules and place it on second reading.
Second?
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick, Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade, Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district's maps for the property located at 8900 Brockington Road and for other purposes. Second reading?
Move we suspend the rules and place it on third reading.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district's maps for the property located at 8900 Brockington Road and for other purposes. Third reading?
Move for adoption.
Second?
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 8900 Brockington Road and for other purposes.
I guess it's my night. Move for the adoption.
There we go. I think we need some coffee. Here we go.
No, that was the third reading.
Second.
That was the final reading.
Oh.
It's the adoption.
The adoption.
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Okay, that passes unanimously. Moving on, a resolution amending the comprehensive plan for Sherwood for the properties located at 10523 Highway 107 and 10603 Highway 107, and for other purposes.
So this next item on the agenda is in relation to the rezone that was recently passed in November for the city-owned properties. And we also spoke during that time that those properties would be platted into one, and that has successfully, it has been signed in the process of being recorded. So in respect to that, this land use plan amendment is simply just to remain consistent with the current zoning.
And I would like to compliment staff with regard to how having the aerial, the current, and the proposed pictures in there makes it, and having it actually highlighted, makes it much plainer to see. I appreciate that.
Thank
It
you.
does, I agree.
Move for the adoption of the resolution.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
A resolution amending the comprehensive plan for Sherwood for the property located at 2822 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes.
So next up again is an amendment to the land use plan. So this request is staff initiated on the tail of an applicant's request to rezone the property. It's 7 lots, Lot 9 through 15, Lake Cherrywood Addition Number 1. So this is the precursor in the rezone. So what it is, it's actually split future land use within the land use plan. The 4 lots that abut Keel or office buffer area, and then the 3 that abut those 4 properties on Elmwood or small-scale multifamily. And with the applicant's request and its frontage along Keel, staff feels it's appropriate to amend the plan to commercial corridor.
This is the one that confused me because there's two resolutions on the same item, or a resolution and an ordinance. Let's see, this is the resolution.
Yep.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
And this resolution also passes unanimously. Next up, we have an ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property
Can I
located.
interrupt just for a moment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a text that, regarding the Joey's lease, we took a vote on extending the lease, did we not?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, we did take a vote. It extended to January 31, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem. An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 2822 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes.
So now this is the formal rezone request to rezone the property that the land use plan just passed on. The property is currently zoned R1. It is a 7-lot subdivision. The property was approved this past planning commission for a replat into one single lot of record. So what the applicant is requesting R1 to C2. And the planning commission recommended approval of that action.
Move we suspend the rules and place it on second reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 2822 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes. Second reading.
Move we suspend the rules and place it on third and final reading.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning districts maps for the property located at 2822 East Keel Avenue and for other purposes. It's the third reading.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Passes unanimously. Item G, an ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 5600 Warden Road and for other purposes.
So I'm not sure how we want to go about this, but this item was placed on the agenda prospectively pending planning commission action to meet the deadline requirements, and it was denied by the planning commission.
Then you want to pull it or table it?
I do believe there is potential the applicant will appeal formally next month, so that would be a decision.
And that would
But
that would be a different ordinance anyway, though. You'd have
Yes.
to
But this
redraft.
is coming
You'd have
to us
to redraft for an appeal.
We had to go ahead and put these
I
on the
understand.
agenda.
Right, so this
So
is,
my question is, then why don't we just say it's been pulled? Because it came from planning commission, they don't wish to put it
That's
now.
on the agenda. Just
it's
vote
on
to
the
table
agenda,
it.
so you can table
Okay.
it.
Just vote to table
That's
it.
why I asked.
Motion to table.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Yes, that was G.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
An ordinance amending the official zoning district maps for the property located at 508 Sherwood Avenue and for other purposes.
So, like the one prior, this application, staff requests to table it in that sense.
So it needs to be tabled also.
It was the same in nature, yes.
Okay. Move to table.
Second.
I'm sorry.
Charlie had the motion and Lily.
Yes.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
And that passes for the tabling. Next up, we have a resolution regarding an appeal of a building official's decision pursuant unto ordinance number 2074 regarding 8500 Highway 107, Sherwood, Arkansas.
Table G and H.
Appeal.
This is under the permits and plans.
Right, sorry, I walked away too soon, I got excited. No, just kidding. So this is, application that has come into the office, it's a renovation at Wendy's, so formally, it does not meet what is in the prescribed list, so the applicant has appealed to use, a corrugated metal on top, and he's also available here to speak, but I do believe I included some photos in the letter of request
Yes.
with the resolution to appeal.
Is this a standardized design to the building?
It is the direction that Wendy's is moving, and it looks good, it doesn't look.
I thought our
Jensen.
ordinance had a exception for standardized.
That's exactly what I
Well, I
asked
do
today.
believe it's still, for one, it's a staff formality, because when we go back and research things, we do that often years past, and we want to make sure the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed.
Okay.
So we feel more comfortable just going ahead and bringing it for approval.
And Mr. Harmon, what I understood also is that it's not, they're moving that direction, but it hasn't been totally
All right, made
encapsulated,
firm,
so.
okay, yeah.
And different jurisdictions, of course, have different requirements. We've
Right.
all seen different types of franchise build, so.
Yeah. I think it looks great, personally.
Okay. And if y'all have questions, he is available to speak.
Move for the adoption of the resolution.
Which one is this?
Now, wait a minute, do we have to select something in here? We have to
No.
fill something in?
No.
Sherwood City Council approves the applicant's appeal and
Approves, I just. put in
approves the
approves.
exterior wall covering materials. That's what my motion is to adopt,
To add the word approves.
approve.
Still a second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Thomas.
Approved unanimously. Street Committee, Councilmember Lilly.
Street Committee did not meet. We will meet in January at our regular scheduled time.
Senior Citizen Committee, Councilmember Williams.
Did not meet.
We now have on the agenda a discussion of FOIA specialist position and procedures to be followed for FOIA requests. This was put on the agenda by Councilmember Broderick.
Do you want to let them speak?
Would you like to go ahead and open it up? We do have someone who has signed up to speak about it.
Okay, go, you want to go ahead and let them speak? And then-
Okay. I'll call up then William Harona. If you'll please come up. Did you want to go ahead and speak on this? Sure. Okay.
Good evening. My name is William Horonis. I live at 129 Raywood Drive. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Arkansas, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of City Council to which I am about to enter. That's the oath that all of you on this council took when you were sworn in as council members. Unfortunately, 4 members of this council have not lived up to that oath. A FOIA request is simple. Ms. Watson knows. I emailed her this morning. 35 minutes later, I had what I needed. It's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. You are the custodian of your individual records, no one else. You don't need to waste taxpayers' dollars by hiring a FOIA specialist. It's simple. You send in, someone submits a FOIA. You reply back with the requested information. If it's on your personal email account, congratulations, it's FOIAble. If it's on your business email account, congratulations, it's FOIAble. Those 4 of you that have not failed up to your oath of office, I'm asking you to resign tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Broderick, I'll give you the floor.
Okay. I put this on here in this format because what my hope is that we can discuss as a council and get a formal procedure so that when the city receives a FOIA request, there's it goes to this spot and then this spot and then this spot so that everybody knows, elected officials, city employees, what the procedure is and what's the next step. So this position already exists. It's my understanding that this woman has resigned, so I knew that the position was going to be interviewed and filled. I spent about 30 minutes on the phone with the police chief last week, and my question for him was, do you think that that position could handle all of the FOIA requests that the city receives, whether it's, an elected official, whether it's an employee? And he thought that yes. He said previously this position was FOIA documents and training, but now that position is becoming busier. And so his thought was that 90% of the FOIA requests that come to the city are police documents. And so the overflow from the rest of us would not be daunting. He did say at a later date, if it becomes daunting, he might come back and ask for, another position. So really, my ask for you guys is for us to talk about it a little bit. I know, you guys come from bigger organizations, school district, other places that already have a procedure in place. So what do you do? So my ask is, let's get some ideas going, and then I would like to work with Mr. Cobb to have an ordinance based on our comments for next month for us to discuss further. So.
Well, I can respond from both state government and school district. Anytime we received FOIA requests, we sent those to the attorney for the sheer purpose of they had to cull, because not everything that is requested is admissible to be sent, especially being from the HR arena. What had to be redacted and things like that. So I'm very used to sending it through the attorney's office and then having them clean what needs to be redacted before it went out to the public. It wasn't for any other purpose, but just to protect the people that were for it. Secondly, I don't recall any time before that I've ever responded directly to persons, and that's why I've always tended to send mine to Mr. Cobb, and then having it, I didn't even know we had the FOIA person until we got some FOIA requests previously this year, so.
Chevy, how are you guys doing it on the school board?
Well, whenever we get them, our communications and IT personnel take care of that. Like Ms. Williams was saying, just to make sure we don't send out records that we shouldn't send out. Because, I mean, a lot of times I don't know what all was in that email that can go out and what can't go out. So we have professionals
Do you
that know
ever see
that.
those FOIA requests?
Do what?
Do you ever see those requests?
From time to time, I'll see them and I just forward them on.
Forward them to that person?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens after that?
Well, they'll redact, take whatever out needs to go out, and then I don't ever see it. They just send it to the person that makes the request. I might get a confirmation that they did send it, but I never have to touch it after that. Just like I said, just to make sure that I don't send the wrong thing out.
So that would work for city email accounts, if we had somebody that actually went into our email accounts and searched out the term. But it wouldn't work for personal email accounts. We'd still have to have a person that, because I know there are several people here on the council that use personal emails, and they still have to have a person to send those to. To have them the same way you're talking, like Councilmember Williams was saying, send it to an attorney to see if anything needs redacting, see if this wasn't supposed to be included.
Too broad, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it can include phone records, text messages, things that there's just, that we don't have necessarily access to. The other thing where it can be quite onerous, FOIA is getting used more and more and more. And so on some of them, if they're really broad, trying to find, if you just put in a keyword, it may pull up the information, but it may not, and I think that's where, like, you typically know what your emails say, and if you have emails that are pertinent to it, or you don't have emails that are pertinent to it. It's kind of hard for IT to necessarily to know that.
No.
We
pay for something where we can strip that out. Anything, if a FOIA request comes in and it has a defined request, the IT director can pull that from every one of us at one time.
We have, I know that we've got some software that we do not have that we will be getting. Would you like to speak to that, Cameron, also?
Yeah, so I just would like to say this really quick about the position, because I don't want there to be any misunderstanding about the position. The position facilitates the FOIA request. So that person is not an expert in IT. This person is just someone that receives the request, forwards the request, collects the information, and sends it back out. And so I don't want there to be any misunderstanding about that person's capabilities. They're not what Mr. Thomas was talking about, that the school district used. This FOIA specialist position is not that, okay? And and Cameron can speak to this better than I can, but the FOI management program that we put in the budget this year, that is a management tool to receive, to consolidate the information of when those requests come in, manage it, and send it back out and track it. It's not the stuff that Mr. Sanders is talking about that can extrapolate that information. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands what we're.
I got a question for you. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, your specialist, you said she collects and she distributes.
Yes, sir.
Is the specialist aware of the FOIA regulations as far as what, or the FOIA statute as far as what can be disseminated, so that she then redacts if it's got an address or a social security number or anything that needs to be redacted in the material?
Yes, sir. So the way that works is request is made there, and we have 99% of the requests that we get are pretty straightforward. They're requesting a certain document, and we have those records and we turn them over. They review those records to make sure that there's nothing in it that needs to be redacted. And then it's sent to Mr. Cobb, and Mr. Cobb reviews to make sure that that we've gotten all the information that's supposed to be there and redacted everything that's supposed to be redacted. Anything that's questionable, Mr. Cobb is he sees them, pretty much all of them anyway, and then he's our legal advisor on that, so,
And-
yes, she does communicate.
You
with
might
him.
want to tell them too, I mean, part of what this FOIA specialist does too is, he spends countless hours, like, it's not uncommon for like an officer's body cam footage, for example, to be FOIA'd. Well, you've got to go through and there may be, a juvenile involved. Well, that can't go, they're just certain things that
Probably
you've got to be very careful with. So they have to spend a lot of time.
That is correct, and that's what I just want everybody to understand that this is not an IT person, this is not somebody that can, that can run necessarily searches. They just collect the information, they pass it on to the whoever would be responsible for the request. So 99 times out of 100, unfortunately, that's coming to us because the request is of the police department. We provide the information and then they release it to the person that's requesting, so.
Okay, quick question.
Yes, sir.
My recollection, it's been a while since I've read the statute, so forgive me, but information like emails that are in your current email folder is considered available information. It's at your fingertips. It's available information. You don't have to go to a storage facility or anything to get it. With available information, what is the time limit to respond?
Mr. Cobb could answer that question better than me, but I think it's 3 days.
If you can respond immediately, that's the best thing, but there's a 3-day window.
Does it
and
say
that
3
comes into
days,
play.
or does it say a reasonable amount of time?
I think that's what it's been interpreted to me.
That's the interpretation, that 3 days.
So it could be,
Yeah, and some.
And if it's in use,
if
sometimes it's
somebody's
in
on
use at the
vacation
time, and you can't go readily grab it, and, so there's some parameters, but to the extent that the person's requesting it, you need to respond as quickly as you can, to get the information out.
Chief Hager, does that position redact things?
Yes, sir, it does.
So that person has had FOI training?
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay, so it's more than just a position that just collects and forwards. There is some actual FOI activity that person does.
Yes, sir. They know a whole lot more about FOIA than I do, but they are not, they're just not they're not a IT person. They can't go in and search our databases. They can go into our systems and generate a report and print it out. The FOIA law says we don't have to create reports. So they're not having to go out and create that stuff. They're just retrieving what's already there. But when it comes to a little bit more in-depth searches, that person would not be qualified to do that. And I just want to make sure y'all understand what you're getting for this.
Chief, how many years have we had the person in that position? Had somebody?
The person that's doing it right now, and tomorrow's her last day, not because of the FOIA law, it's just because she took another job. But the person that's doing it now, she did it, she was our training clerk for 3 years. She worked in training. So she did the majority of them in that position. So she was very well trained to do it. And then we moved her into this position because the number just kept going up and up. And I would say,
4 years?
yeah, so she's got about 4 years of experience probably doing that. And it consumes a considerable amount of her time, so.
So Chief, let me ask you, because we're still in like the information gathering stage. so
Right.
It kind of sounds like maybe it's a 3-step process. The information has to get to this position,
Correct.
FOIA position. So whether it's a document that we have or it goes through IT to be extracted, it has to get to that person. Then it goes the way it is now, then it's going to the city attorney just to make sure that everything was redacted, and then it's going out? Is that?
With the person that we have now, she knows, we talk every day, almost every day, but she knows which reports she doesn't need to ask me about, like certain police reports that don't have a juvenile involved. And she's got filters already in place, but occasionally something will pop up like a juvenile, or like somebody that appears in a video, or a body cam. We had a body cam recently where the officer was in the hospital, and he's videotaping computers and other information that shouldn't be released because it might be other patients, and so those are ones that we talk about.
And then otherwise, she sends it if it's not something you need to review. Is that, she has.
If she has a question, she calls me, or she sends me an email. Oftentimes, she'll send me the video. Oftentimes, she'll send me the report. And,
But it can come from, so like, you know, we have on the website to where, you know, you can put in for a FOIA request. Or I think by state law, they can contact you directly and say, you know, I would like to FOIA your records on, you know, XYZ. I would like to FOIA all of the council members and elected officials about XYZ. That can come through Steve Cobb, that could come through, you know, they could send it through my office, through Michelle. It could come through, people could message that through our Facebook, you know, to Heather. It can come from any different directions legally, correct?
mm-hmm. And I would ask the council to entertain, and just for purposes of a discussion, but I don't think everything needs to get funneled through the person that we're discussing this about. There are some things that come in that you can immediately go in and look and see what you've got, and you can respond to it. It doesn't need to go.
I'm just so used to having the conformity of us as in government work where everything was done through one funnel, and I'm not, that's why I would disagree with that.
I agree with that.
I would disagree with that.
I think one of the things we've danced around a little bit, and I'll just put it plainly, the types of information that we're talking about that are getting FOIA'd for the police department is completely different than what people are asking for when they FOIA a council member. You know, typically what they're asking for is who's talking to who. That's what they want to know, and we shouldn't have any sensitive personal information from city employees, from anyone that's, you know, been involved with an arrest or anything of that nature in our email inboxes. So, I mean, to try to think we've got to funnel that through one person, you know, I can see where that could get overwhelming, you know, pretty quick. And again, when you're talking about all of the different ways to communicate, that someone on the police staff would have no way of gathering information, it doesn't remove us from our responsibility. So, I mean, you know, if we've got a simple way from an IT perspective to, you know, do a search on a given word or whatever and pull everything, hey, that's an easy button, all about it. But, you know, if we're asking someone to, you know, read through all of our emails and try to figure out what needs to be redacted, I mean, that's just overboard, and that's uncalled for, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that.
Would you like to kind of talk, I'm sorry, Cameron's here to kind of talk about the IT.
Thank you, Mayor.
What he
Good
can
evening,
do.
everyone. I do want to kind of curb some expectations on those IT searches. The search tools that are available to me are very broad. I use the analogy that IT is a broadsword, not a scalpel. The search tools that I have will not provide context into your emails. So if someone is FOIA-ing information about a four-wheeler, well, was it the number 4-wheeler, or was it the word four-wheeler? I can compound these searches only so far and get a portion of the way. Your human brain inside your own inbox is going to fill in the rest of that gap. So I will work with anyone trying to find this information as much as possible, but just understand I can only go so far.
Well, I appreciate that, and I think that's the avenue we need to take, in my opinion, because We got a program called eDiscovery. Cameron can put in the dates that these folks are asking for and keywords, and it'll pull it from every one of ours. And then if it's something that's, I mean, that way we know, I mean, nobody's keeping secret stuff on their email. I mean, come on. Nobody's doing that. My emails are open to anyone. And if the request would have gone to Cameron for any of these, he could have pulled it, sent it to, if it was sensitive information, sent it to Steve or whoever, and let them redact whatever, and then send that to the people that requested it. That way they make sure they get all the information. Not, wait a minute, I got lunch. I mean, every one of us have a job. Let me go through there and let me pick out all this information that these folks are needing, and then send it directly to them. I'm not comfortable doing that.
Yeah,
So
you just got to remember, it also includes the emails that we don't have access
And
to.
that's fine. Then that's our responsibility to go get those and send those to, if it's to Steve or whoever that individual is. I don't, I think that's the way it needs to go. It's a
I agree.
easy to do.
I like that. And if it's one email, if it's a short time period, it's easier, but when we get sweeping, want 4 months or 6 months, the chief and I talked about that, it's very hard as an individual to go and do all that when IT can pick it up and send it all as a unit, if that's the expectation. And it takes off of department heads and police chiefs as well. Someone can extract that and send it on when it
And
needs
the
to.
requester gets what they're needing, gets what they're asking for.
Well, I would also state, don't send anything to my personal email address ever. Ever. Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't get anything on my
Ever.
personal email.
May I speak as the public information officer? Like Cameron was saying, though, what about the things that aren't picked up by his particular query? What about those? What's the black hole that those are in that could meet this FOIA request? What about those? That's the missing part.
What, meaning what? So you
Meaning
get a
he
you got
said-
a question,
He said, you have a FOIA request for a four-wheeler. What if it's, I'm just saying that sometimes you have to go through and decide for yourself what pertains to that FOIA request as a council person.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure though.
I had some Joey's emails that didn't have the word Joey in them.
That's what I
And-
mean.
But, so I had to,
Ones that I would miss.
yeah,
because
so
of the
There
content.
are
as I went,
multiple parameters in there you can put in there to pull whatever you did. It worked great a year ago, 9 months ago. It can still do it now. It's not,
I mean, if Pulaski County School District is using it, it can't have that many black holes, or there would be tons of people.
same program?
I don't know what program we use. I just know I don't have to,
You don't have to.
I don't have to create the search. They take care of it.
yeah.
Of course,
Well, I think for emails,
Of course,
it'd
our
be great
staff's
if we
probably a
didn't
lot
have to create
bigger.
the search, because this last FOIA request we got on the lease at the Greens took me forever to go through my emails and get and pull everything, because, Steve and I have been working on this
Oh,
for a
yeah.
while now, and, I had dozens of emails that were relevant to that. But, so I would love that. I think we have to remember that we're also FOIA'd on things like our texts from our personal phones and things of that nature, which are FOIAble if they're related to, if they're related to the topic in question. And that there would have to be some provision in there that we respond to anything other than email within a sufficient period of time, so on and so forth, and get that to them so they have time to review and see if it needs things we need redacting. Don't give it to them on day 3, in other words. But
I'm gonna parlay on what Kevin said. Don't text me. Don't email me. I got a company, got a city email. Email me on that. I think we all can agree
I'll
on
reach
that.
out and see if there's some other policies we can look at.
Yeah, we'll look at some other cities and so forth too. All right, thank y'all. Moving on, we have a resolution reappointing and appointing certain persons to serve on various Sherwood boards, commissions, and committees. And do we have any of you in the audience? No, okay. Do I have a motion?
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade, Thomas.
Next up, we have a resolution appointing Earl Williams II to serve on the remaining term, replacing Amy Sanders to the Sherwood Wastewater Treatment Committee. Do I have a motion?
Move for adoption.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Harmon,
Aye.
Lilly,
Aye.
Wade, Thomas.
All right, passes unanimously. Here we go. A resolution providing for the adoption of a general fund department budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
I did have a question to Ms. Colleen earlier this evening, and on this, I mean, everyone I know probably noticed that it was down from our workshop, almost $132,000, because police didn't do some capital expenditure. But I just wanted to comment a little bit with regard to the fund reserve, the amount that we've got budgeted from the fund reserve.
Okay.
5,000 of that is obviously for the building, the
5 million?
5 million, thank you, why did I say $5? I thought-
5,000, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 5 million.
That
The
won't
big-
get us
the big
very far.
numbers, I'm not used to those numbers, but
Yes.
the 5 million would be from, we're using more in the reserve this time, or have budgeted more than we've ever budgeted before, I think. But I think it was from doing the Public Works building, and then, I just wanted to bring it to attention that that's a little bit more than we've ever used, but I'm thinking that's maybe the reason?
Yes.
Is that what you told me, Ms. Colleen?
Yes, so if you're looking at this year's budget, it's split out where you can see the difference
Yeah.
between what is dedicated solely to the building of the
Construction.
facility for the construction cost. So that is listed separately for 5 million to kind of give you an idea. So right now, while the available fund reserve budgeted is at 4 million, it's slightly more than 2023's original budget, which was 3.968, so pretty similar. And then if you note, in the 2023 amended budget, the reason for the difference in the increase in the available fund reserve is, because of the cleanup related to the tornado and the land purchase of the facility. So, but we haven't, because revenues are coming in above budget, we haven't charged, or we haven't recorded anything to that number yet. So it, depending on how the year finishes out, that will be going back to fund balance. And sorry for my voice.
Thanks, Colleen. But it was just that our Public Works construction is making us $5 million more bottom line than
Correct.
we're normally used to, so.
Yes.
My question for the council is, do the council members have any interest in getting the train fixed? Is this something that you all want to entertain? Because it would change the budget by $7,000.
The what fix?
The train, the city council train,
Yeah.
it would be to replace the engine and to repaint the little cars,
It's a $7,000 cost.
Well, it's more than replacing the engine. You have to buy a specific type of lawnmower or mower or tractor that fits under the existing design for the engine. And then this also includes, I believe, updating the rest of the train itself, wherever it may need it, painting, tires, whatever.
It hasn't worked in 2 years, so
It's been sitting
Sean
a while.
reminded me it looks a little rough
been
from the last time we
How
remember
many years did
it.
it operate that way?
Oh, my goodness.
Was it 10, 15 years?
Well, it's an old John Deere lawn tractor is all it is. There's nothing special about it.
Ms. Anderson, you indicated that you wanted to speak. Since we're talking about that topic, would you like to speak?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You had indicated you signed up And your issue was the train, I believe, and since that got brought up, would you like to address the council now? Okay.
One thing that we can do, we've talked about this, since that all got brought up with staff, to see if there's any potential workarounds or even utilizing, some of the schools, like Pulaski County has, auto shop type of thing. Could that be used as one of their projects and so forth? So what I would say is, we understand that we want to try to fix it up. I think it could be a good idea. It could be used for other things. But if we need more money, could we just come back to you guys? Or can we just try to do it within the budget?
I think let's research it some more. You can put Ms. April in charge of that.
As I think about it.
We've already started researching it, so.
As I think about it, you asked how long that thing has operated. Sometime, it may have been before I was elected. I was elected in 2006, but I think it was here when I was elected. But it came out of the Union Pacific. Union Pacific made that for us, built that for the city. And that's, they have a direct connection to that train. And at one point, they took it and refurbished it for us. There was a point in the past where they took it and refurbished it for us. So just some information.
And exactly, because we have found out that we could have gotten Union Pacific to repaint our caboose, that there were, grant funds available that we didn't know about, and so.
I just think it's a nice tradition, and we can visit it later, but we always think about it when it's getting very close to parade time, and of course, that's too late, so that's why I brought it up now with the budget.
Good catch.
I think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Move for the adoption of the resolution.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
passes unanimously. Thank you. A resolution providing for the adoption of a street fund department budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. A resolution providing for the adoption of a wastewater utility budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for a 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption. Second. I'll second. Show me.
Roll call.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. A resolution providing for the adoption of a 1% sewer sales tax budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a franchise fund department budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move to adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, a resolution providing for the adoption of a DWI District Court budget for the city of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a Justice Assistant Grant Budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a Department Donation Fund Department Budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a court automation budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
A resolution providing for the adoption of a drug fund department budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 24-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each, yes?
12 months.
Oh, my goodness, okay. I'll start over. The resolution providing for the adoption of a drug fund department budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes. Thank you for the catch.
Move for the adoption.
Second. Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a federal drug fund budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of the City of Sherwood of Arkansas Sales and Use Tax Bond Series 2018 budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Next up, we have a resolution providing for the adoption of a City of Sherwood, Arkansas Library Construction Bonds Series 2015 budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks, Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. And finally, a resolution providing for the adoption of a City of Sherwood, Arkansas Sales and Use Tax Bond Series 2023 budget for the City of Sherwood, Arkansas for the 12-month period beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024, appropriating money for each and every item of expenditure therein provided for and for other purposes.
Move for the adoption.
Second.
Yes,
Quick
ma'am.
question. In our November packet, that one was blank. It didn't have the 14 millions. What was the what, do you know?
So this was because this was a new resolution that we had to add this year because these were the bonds that were issued this year. And so because these are parity bonds with the Series 2018, that they're using kind of the same sources of revenue. So it was just a presentation on what's the best way to show that because it's two separate resolutions. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was just blank last month, I think.
Okay,
And this is 14 million. I thought there was a little bit of a difference.
Oh,
From 0 to
yes.
14 million, okay. Thank you for the explanation.
Do we have a motion?
We already have it.
Okay.
I have a motion, second.
Roll call.
Williams.
Aye.
Brooks. Sanders.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Harmon.
Aye.
Lilly.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Great, thank y'all. I did notice, once the audience cleared, we do have two of our new planning commissioners in the audience. Would you all please stand up? All right, and I just want to say thank you guys for your willingness to be able to serve the city of Sherwood.
Who are they? Can you
Would you all introduce yourselves? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
We now have two people that have signed up to speak.
Stan Cunningham. Stan Cunningham. Okay. Doris Anderson.
You're asking about FOIA. Your responses to FOIA are individual. You all are elected officials. You're responsible for your own emails and answering FOIAs by email to you. They can be spoken, they can be written, they can be texted, they can be asked for over the phone, they can be emailed. If you have the records, send the records. It takes seconds to forward an email if you have it in your inbox. Numerous of you have done that, time and time again. I know it's tedious, but it's your job. Who do you think responds to emails for state senators, for state representatives? They do. They don't dump their job on someone else, on some administrative employee somewhere. You have the records. You should respond to the FOIA. As to the train, that entire email was a violation of FOIA. Absolutely, totally. You started off with, don't reply to this email. You might have thought twice before sending it. It's ridiculous that you continue to try to absolve yourself or not reply to legitimate questions about how this city business is being handled. City business is to be done in a public forum, in a public discussion, in front of the public, not behind the doors, not with a hidden agenda, openly and honestly. Thank you.
Mr. Nick Simpson. Nick Simpson. Okay, that's the balance of the speakers.
Is there anything under old business?
Do we need to, has staff been concerned about Penwood? This was news to me tonight, and that's my ward, so I went down it today, and it does make a noise. I don't disagree.
Yeah, all speed cushions do make noises. We did have Finley go and look at it from an engineering standpoint to see. He felt that the placement was appropriate. I do think we need to double check one of the items that the gentleman brought up in terms of that one signature, you know, with it.
Do you know, my question was, because I got a lot of, I think because you're Williams, you're at the bottom. See, Broderick's are up at the top of the list.
No,
I got a lot of
They made it to Harmon,
calls.
too.
Did they? Okay. I probably had 5 or 6 households contact me, and so I just wonder, my question was, with the ordinance, it's supposed to be so many feet, and so.
Yeah, so you want me to explain how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, so we get the request in. We figure out, is there actually a problem or is there a perceived problem?
The speeding issue.
The speeding issue. So it's got to meet the qualifications that's in the ordinance. And then from there, we look at the road and it's like, okay, where where can it go? Because you don't go in front of a mailbox or, you know, in front of a
Driveway.
driveway, and, you know, there's terrain and different type of things that you have to look at. Sometimes there's not an appropriate place on a road. If it's, you know, a solid hill, you know, that's a curve or something like that, or,
It's
so, I
pretty
mean,
hilly where this one is on Penwood. I mean, it's straight down.
well, that's why we had Finley double check it, and in that area, it levels out, it becomes flatter, so but that was one of the things we double checked on that. When we say hilly, we're talking more like a Seminole, you know, a steeper hill. So, and then from there, what happens is, okay, this is where the placement's gonna be, they put up the signs, and then a resident has to take around a petition. We do not do that. And the petition that then gets drawn up, Brian's department, what they do is they calculate 250 feet, and then they do a petition on each side of those addresses. And if somebody submits an address, signs it of an address that's not one of those that's listed, it gets thrown out. It does not count. So, you know, we try to follow it, you know, to the strict letter of it. Most of the ones we've had no issues with. This one, clearly there have. So we're gonna, you know, check on that one, you know, item that gentleman brought up. You know, was that indeed the resident, or was it the owner signing it for so from what I understand, the parents owned the house, and I don't know if the daughter said, yes, go ahead and sign for it. I don't know. We will have to do an investigation into that, okay? You know, certainly we're not out to make people's lives miserable. We did do an after measurement to see, did it do what it's supposed to do in terms of reduce the speeding? And so it did. The speeding went down to 2%. So.
How high was it before originally?
I'm
sorry.
Go ahead, Brian, yeah.
I think it was 25 on the second batch,
25%, yes. And that's got to be 7 miles an hour over the speed limit or more. That's not like 2 or even 5. So it has to be at the level in which a police officer would give a ticket to.
7 miles over?
Yes.
And I have Councilmember Williams, I know this is in your ward, but when we first re-implemented the speed tables, I asked
Speed cushions, yeah.
that Penwood be added to the list because of the fact that at one point, several years ago, we were brought a petition, we were told it was signed by 100%. That may not have been true, I understand now, but we were told that it was signed by 100%, and it was long, and it had a lot of signatures on it. Everybody on Penwood asking for, or that section of Penwood from Lee to Keel, asking for a speed bump, which, you know, our answer was, we don't put speed bumps. Sorry, we don't do speed bumps. So since the neighborhood had been so aggressive about it back then, when we started the speed tables, I asked them to do an analysis and check Penwood and see if it was a good location. And it did turn out to be a good location, a good street for it. It meets the qualifications as far as 1 out of every 4 cars speeding 7 miles or faster over the speed limit. And but since then, I've been told that by some of the residents that a majority of the residents adjacent to this speed table don't want it and may not have signed the petition, or I don't know if it was if they're over 250 feet or what. And I was concerned about the 250-foot measure because, you know, the standard residential lot, 80 to 100-foot frontage, so you're getting 5 houses on each side is all you're getting.
Yeah.
Typically, if you're doing 250 feet, would that be about right, Brian? 5 to 6 houses?
250 feet each side of the speed cushion.
Which is
so it'd be
500 feet,
Yes,
which you typically have 80 to 100-foot frontages on lots, so that's 5 houses on each side typically.
5 to 6, yes, that'd be
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
So, and I'm not sure that that's enough.
I'm not, I don't disagree with you.
And there will be, I will tell you, we've had some that couldn't get enough signatures. So it was thrown out for that. I mean, we've gotten lots of requests for speed cushions, but we've had a lot that have not qualified by it. And we've had 2 that I know of, right, where they didn't get enough signatures. So, therefore we didn't.
And I'm obviously concerned that 3 of the people are right there where it is. I mean, they're the ones that are living in front of it, so.
So I have a real quick question on some of these, I mean, most of the roads, this cushion goes from curb to curb or close to it. Like on Indian Bay, as you know, some cars just fly around that thing. And they
Yeah.
get in the bicycle paths at just about as fast as they do as they're coming down. I don't know if there's something we can or should.
Well, we can
Do-
double check that, but I'll tell you when I stood
what I
out
mean.
there
Yeah.
and actually witnessed it, they're actually slowing down to go around it. Because if you really don't want to hit it, you're going to have to be careful with it. So it was kind of funny in that, like, it still did what it was supposed to do. It still slowed
that's
people
true. Yeah,
down,
it slowed them down a
you know,
little
with
bit,
it. So, but certainly we will, once again, check and make sure that, because if that one signature is not accurate, that does
That nullifies it.
It does nullify
What-
it, so we
what-
will check on that.
Something, and I know there's obviously a very extensive cost involved in this, but kind of brings up the question, I don't know if it's ever been discussed, but are these there indefinitely? And the B part of that is, what if the same percentage of people say we no longer want it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, and that's, the one thing that we've got to keep in mind is the fact that, at least for right now, that's the best technology that we've got for right now. Who knows what the future will have? These things can be, they're bolted down. It takes a lot of manpower to put them down. So we don't want to be like, we put them down, we put them up, we just can't do that. So, which is why we try to be judicious about, how we do it. We also don't want to be in a position either where we end up with neighbor versus neighbor, on this thing either. That's not a good thing either. So we'll certainly look at, that one signature certainly would, change things and nullify, but,
Could we just reconfirm all signatures on
sure,
that one?
absolutely.
Because it may be that,
I
We'd
think,
be happy
the
to.
other thing we need to keep in mind, I personally, I wish we didn't have to have any of them. I really do.
I agree.
We've tried to avoid that for years, as a council and then, of course, the street committee as well. But simply, people don't watch their lead foots very well. After Ms. Hines called me, I asked for the data, on that street, and, this showed 25% were going 7 miles per hour or over. So, out of 4,500 cars taken in looks like a 3 to 4 day window, 1,100 were going 7 miles per hour or more over, with the fastest one going 51 miles per hour.
they had to be going south, because you can't go north of it.
You
You never stop.
I certainly, think we need to, look at this situation, and we do need to pay attention, whenever these requests come out. But what we would really like is we'd just like people to slow down in their neighborhoods, but they don't seem to want to do that on their own. So there has to be some other method, and I remember, as Councilmember Harmon stated, years ago, Penwood was on the list for speeders for a long time, and, the speed bump issued, just kept, kept going away, just because we didn't use speed bumps at all. So, again, I wish people would just slow down. We didn't have to have them at all.
And I think that the noise problem, and Ms. Hines may disagree with me, but I think the noise problem is from people who are hitting that thing while speeding. I go down that road every single day, and, I slow down substantially when I get to that, and there's no additional noise noted from my car, for my vehicle. But I imagine people who hit it at 25 miles an hour, or 30 miles an hour, or 35 miles an hour on up, it makes noise. It's gonna make a racket, because the car's gonna come back down on the other side of the.
How long's that one been there?
2 weeks.
I don't know.
No,
Probably
it's
been there
longer
6
than 2
months, 8
weeks.
months?
I would
No.
say, yeah, probably in this
A
4
month?
to 6 weeks.
Okay.
It would be
Probably
interesting.
So
closer
maybe
to
some of those
6 weeks.
speeders have not, for figuring it
There
out.
will
Oh,
be
they
a
are.
learning curve,
Yeah.
I think.
I thought it was there longer than that. Feels like I've been
And
driving over it forever.
we have noticed in other locations, certainly a learning curve with that. In the other locations, we've not been, I think we received one time 2 complaints from people from another city who were using it as a cut-through and didn't like it. But in terms of the people who actually like live in the neighborhood and so forth, they've been very happy with it. So this has been unusual, and maybe it's just, this is not the right fit for that street, you know. But overall, I would say it's been very successfully implemented. The program has thus far. So we've got, the most recent one's on Lee, correct?
Yes.
That you just
on
put in?
Lee,
Yes.
Down close to, I think, Toby. Be on the western end before you get to the bridge.
Okay. So, anyway, all right. Are we finished with that topic? If so, we'll, okay. All right. Did we hit new business? Did we hit that one? Is there anything under new business? Okay, there being none. Announcements. The Sherwood Trail of Lights is still open from now till December 30th from 6 to 9:30 p.m. every night. Reservations can be made at thecityofsherwood.net. December 20th, we've got the Holiday Blood Drive at the Bill Harmon Recreation Center from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The city will be closed on Monday, December 25th, and on Tuesday, December 26th for the Christmas holiday. And the city will also be closed for New Year's Day, January 1st. And that's it for the announcements. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I would like to say thank you to Ms. Watson for our gifts
Our
tonight.
goodie.
And then I would say motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Go, Shelby, second.